Well, good early morning, Facebook family. It's 10 minutes until 1 a.m., so it is morning. I'm still wide awake. I had me a cup of coffee probably about half an hour ago. It is a Saturday morning, so I don't plan. This is one of the only days I can sleep in. I usually can sleep in Sunday mornings because I don't usually sleep past 8 or 8:30. But Saturdays, I don't have to have an alarm whatsoever, so it's my day just to sleep in unless something special is going on. So I wanted to take the opportunity to do a devotional here tonight, and we're going to do a Great is Thy Faithfulness one. I wanted to mix it up a little bit. Yesterday, or last night, I did a live video, which if you go down my Facebook, you'll see it. It was on prayer, but it was also on the satanic activity that's going on right now. This is a very evil weekend, all the way till November the 2nd. So you guys should be praying. The church needs to pray against the plans of the enemy. And you know what? I was reminded by somebody tonight who they have a bit of an occult background. It was funny because they didn't see my video, but we got talking and they said the exact same things that I said in the video. Satan has more dedicated followers to his cause than God has dedicated to his own. Like God's own people are not dedicated to his work, to the prayer, to the fasting, to the living right, compared to the dedication that Satan's followers puts in to him. And that's a sad reality. Even if 25% more people in God's church, if they would start living right, the world would be changed dramatically. I wanted to do this video tonight, even though it's a devotional, but I wanted to say that because I think it's very timely. So I hope everybody realizes that they need to get in their prayer closet. Pray without ceasing, the Bible says. It doesn't mean you got to pray every second of every day, but be consistent in your prayer life every single day in some capacity. And I'm not just saying that you should pray to thank God for your food. That's not what I mean. Serious prayer, protection over family, friends, over the church, and all other things. All right. This is January the 24th. This is called Mandy Just Listened. And these are good, these Our Daily Bread devotionals. I enjoy these. I have other ones. This one's a really nice book, though. It's brand new. I think it is. I don't even remember where I got it now, to be honest with you. I might have got it in Walmart or something. One of those kind of stores. But anyway, it says to read Job chapter 2, verses 11 through 13. You know me, that's not enough verses, so we're going to read the whole chapter. They focus on verse 13, which says, They sat down with him on the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and no one spoke a word to him. Could you imagine sitting down a week with your friends and them not saying a word to you while you're sitting there picking at your boils and you're in agony and probably just wanting to die? Let's take a look. Let's go through it quickly because this is a bit of reading. Okay, this is interesting. You can learn a lot from the first 2 chapters of Job. Job chapter 2, verse 1. Again, there was a day when the sons of God, those are the angels now, okay? Now it also includes Lucifer in there, because we'll see. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. It's in heaven, so it can't be man, right? And the adversary, which is Satan, came also among them to present himself before the Lord. The Lord said to the adversary, From where do you come? Now, do you think God really asked because he didn't know? And usually when God asks you a question, it's not for him to find information out, it's because he wants to give you some. And the adversary answered the Lord, saying, From roaming on the earth, and from walking up and down on it. The Lord said to the adversary, Have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man, who fears God and avoids evil? He still holds fast his integrity. Good word, integrity. Although you moved me against him, that's in chapter 1, to destroy him without cause. The adversary answered the Lord, saying, Skin for skin. Yes, all that a man has he will give for his life. Put forth your hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse you to your face. I'm just going to say it right now, and God forgive me if I'm wrong, but the book of Job and the whole example, to me, it's like a big showdown between Satan and the Lord. And Job was the piece on the board. You know, I hate to say it that way, and I don't mean to downgrade God or anything, but sometimes I believe that God uses us and Satan uses other people, and we are pieces on the board. But the thing is, we're not dispensable to God. He loves us intimately. That's the difference. Where Satan just uses people as a means to an end. He hates them. He wants to destroy the whole human race. That's the difference between God and Satan. So keep that in mind. The Lord said to the adversary, "Very well, he is in your hand, but spare his life." And my father believes that the reason why Satan couldn't kill Job's wife is because they were one flesh. So neither his wife could be killed. That's one way to look at it. Therefore the adversary went out from the presence of the Lord. See, in the presence of the Lord. I believe like as though it were a physical presence of the Lord, like being there. It's in the spirit, of course, because Satan and God are spirit. And in heaven it's spiritual. But his physical being is there, if you can call it a physical being. You know what I'm saying, right? So this is why it's not human beings. This is angels, angelic beings. Therefore the adversary went out from the presence of the Lord, and he afflicted Job with severe sores from the sole of his foot to the top of his head. So he took a piece of broken pottery with which to scrape himself while he was sitting among the ashes. Look what his wife says. "Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die." Nice wife, huh? He said to her, he puts in her place, "You talk like one of the foolish women talks. Will we indeed accept the good from God, but not accept the adversity?" In all this, Job did not sin with his lips. And here's what it wants us to read. 3 friends of Job heard about all this evil that had come upon him, and each one came from his own place. Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite. Notice how there's no sodomites or termites there. They had agreed together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. They saw him from a distance and did not recognize him, so they wept aloud. Each one tore his robe, and they tossed dust into the air above their heads. Then they sat down with him on the ground 7 days and 7 nights. Meanwhile, no one was speaking to him at all, because they saw that his pain was severe. Gee, great friends, right? I don't know. Go read about it in the book of Job. Okay, so this is called Mandy Just Listened. Marty had gotten an unexpected thank you for service to the company. A terse note that concluded, "Your position has been terminated." After Marty had spent months fruitlessly searching for a job, his frustration finally got to him. Angrily, he screamed at God, "Why did you do this to me? Don't you care?" He continued his tirade until he noticed his dog, Mandy, cowering by a chair. Composing himself, he said, "Come here, pup. You should be glad you're a dog. At least you can't get fired from being man's best friend." As he poured out his woes and talked to Mandy, his bitterness disappeared. David Biebel, the author who told this story, wrote, "You might think the relief came from all the things he said to God, and certainly that was part of it, but Mandy played a big part too. She didn't argue or offer solutions or advice. She just listened, wagging her tail and licking her master's hand. When Job's 3 friends saw his misery, they just sat with him, wept, and said nothing for 7 days. But then they abandoned the wisdom of their silence. Sometimes we need to just weep with those who weep. Romans 12, verse 15. Our listening ear may be what they need, so they can hear what God is saying to them. And the author of that was D.J.D. And it says at the bottom, when our friends encounter suffering, we can help them if we're near. Some may need a word of comfort, others just a listening ear. Spear, it says S-P-E-R, spare, the author of that. At the bottom, listening may be the most important thing you do today. That was a really good one. So I think maybe that'll bless somebody today. You might see it now. I'm going to edit this and get it up there. or maybe you'll see it later this morning when you get up. I'm going to tag as many people in it as I can. God bless you guys. I really appreciate you. If you ever feel like helping us out at the ministry, the PayPal and Cash App information's at the end. You can always mail us something if you wanted to. We really appreciate it because it's been a pretty rough year as far as donations are concerned. And God's work has to go forward. So if you feel led of the Lord to do that, I assure you that you will be blessed. So have a good day, a good night, good afternoon. Whenever you watch this video, share the video around. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, DW Pastor Barry Daily Devotionals. And I'll see you in the next Great is Thy Faithfulness devotional.